about the NBA Finals. It's your boy, Stephen A, with the crew. And, of course, Molly, we'll save the dancing Jay until we hit the stop beat. Holla at your boys! Woo!
Denver makes history. The Nuggets are going to the NBA Finals.
The Miami Heat's improbable postseason run continues. Just the second 8th seed ever to make the NBA Finals.
We got game one from Mile High.
I think game one very important.
Every game will be competitive.
Two teams who had very different roads to the finals.
This is literally unprecedented.
They've been a dominant team.
Jokic can do everything.
I know who Jokic is. I know what he brings to the table.
Jokic with another perfect pass.
He's the person that's going to lead the Denver Nuggets to their first championship.
Jimmy Butler is amazing.
They're dangerous.
Went into Boston and won by 20.
They have to give Butler some help.
He's going to be the guy.
How the hell are you going to beat the Denver Nuggets? They're going to have a lot of things go right.
They love close games. They love winning ugly.
We're going to keep making history. That's the thing. We got 4 more wins to go.
We don't play just to win the Eastern Conference.
On to the next one.
We play to win the whole thing.
A champion, ain't nothing that can't be done. Yeah.
Doesn't it feel a little bit like first day of school, senior prom? Stephen A's right. I mean, the three-piece is clean. You brought it out.
Thank you.
Game day, NBA Finals.
Stephen A, do you like the tie? Do you like the tie I have on today?
You know, I approve. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Monica looks a little better.
I took it from your office. It's your tie, Stephen A.
You did? You did? I need a close-up of that. You did that.
No, that's not his
believe
tie.
you, too.
No,
It's from the. It's his tie.
It actually is, Molly.
It's his tie.
Molly, that is my tie.
I made it look right. It's his tie. I had no tie.
Are you being serious?
I was going to text him. I was like, I'm going to save it for the
You got
show.
taste.
I'm gonna save
You
it
got
for the
taste.
show.
You got taste.
No,
Hold on,
you got taste.
Producers.
You got taste.
Producers, can we get a close-up of Molly's outfit? I mean, you got her from a distance there. I don't see what she's wearing. I mean, I didn't say Monica.
Molly, I love that.
All right.
Okay,
Molly got on. That's the herringbone joint. That's the herringbone joint. I mean, I like it, but I will say this to you, Jay. She has worn that a few times this year. It's very nice. It's very nice. But it has been a couple of times she's worn that this year. I'm just saying.
You know what? Hold on, time out. I love this. You know why, Stephen A? Because I have worn it a million times, and I'm a woman of the people.
Yes.
This is what I want people to know. I don't wear a new outfit every day.
You look great.
I'm
That's
regular.
your story.
Every time you wear
That's your
it.
story, and you sticking to it.
You look
That's
great
your
every
story,
time
and you
wear
sticking
it,
to it.
Molly.
You go ahead, girl. You go ahead. That's right, Jay. Tell her again, Jay. Tell her again,
You know
Jay.
what? There is something I'd like to say to you, but I
cold-blooded,
can't.
man.
I don't want to offend people, so I'm just going to leave it at that, okay? Okay.
What a low blow to start the show.
What? Did I repeat my outfit?
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah, I do.
I do too, and these colors be bright and obvious, so I feel you, Molly.
Yeah, I'm on
Monica,
TV a lot.
Molly and Eminem.
feel I've been getting from you the
Molly
last
and
couple of days.
Eminem,
Yeah.
you both look beautiful. You're both fine. Let's go.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Oh, okay. Well,
You
now
look
that I have
bright.
your approval,
Molly,
I'm
you
ready
look
to start
bright.
the show.
You look
Thank
bright.
God I can keep my head up.
Two thumbs up.
It's game day, game one of the NBA Finals tip-off tonight from Denver on ABC as the 1-seed Nuggets host the 8-seed Miami Heat. Denver looking for their first Larry O'Brien in franchise history, and much has been made of the challenges of playing in the high altitude and Mile High. But here's someone not worried about the elements. Coach Spo, talk that talk.
Our guys are in great shape. They're ready to compete. If Denver wants to tip this thing off at the top of Everest, we'll do that. This thing is going to be decided between the 4 lines. They also got to come back to Miami if we want to make it about that. We'll turn off the air conditioning. They got to play in 90-degree humidity, sap the SHIT out of their legs. This thing is going to be decided between those 4 lines.
Oh, I'm loving this energy, Stephen A.
Yeah.
He's got the chain out. He's ready to go. It's between the 4 lines. But tell me this. Do you think Spoelstra is providing bulletin board material here?
I think he is. I think he is because, you know, he's pointing out how ready they are to go. No excuses. We ready to go between the lines. We don't give a damn about the high altitude. We don't give a damn about the conditions of the arena. This ain't going to be LeBron James catching a cramp against San Antonio and all of that stuff years ago. I think it was 2014 when that transpired. He doesn't care. Let's get it on. And that's what you love about him. That's what you love about the Miami Heat. Yes, it could be used as bulletin board material, but so what? This is the championship. You're not dunking anybody. To be the man, you got to beat the man. The number one seed throughout this season has been the Denver Nuggets, at least in the Western Conference. They've been balling. They've got Jokic, a two-time league MVP, reigning two-time league MVP at the time before Joel Embiid won it this year because Jokic didn't prioritize winning that award because he had bigger fish to fry. Jamal Murray is back in the mix. Last time we saw him in the playoffs for the Denver Nuggets, they were in the conference finals, okay? It's not an accident that they weren't there over the last 2 years because that sniper, that brother, wasn't available. Well, he's available now, okay? You look at Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. You look at Aaron Gordon. You look at Bruce Brown, who's elevated his level of play and letting Brooklyn know you made a mistake by letting me walk out the door. They got a crew, and what Miami is saying, damn it, so do we. Here we come. Sleep on us if you want to, but we've defied the odds throughout these playoffs, and we plan on doing it again. I love it because if anybody can talk it and back it up, it's the coach. That is Erik Spoelstra. By the way, a future Hall of Fame coach because he's that elite.
Yeah, I think when it's all said and done, I think he has a chance to be a top 5 coach in NBA history. But regardless of whatever people say, as a former player, I'm going to take that as bulletin board material. You know why? Because I do feel like Denver feels like they are more disrespected than the Miami Heat feel like they are disrespected. Now, that disrespect may have came in the form of all these playoff games, people choosing the Boston Celtics over the Heat, people choosing, their first-round matchup against the Milwaukee Bucks over the Heat. But the Denver Nuggets have been the best team in the NBA all year long, and they have never been the headlines of shows. They've been the afterthought, all right? It's been, what about Phoenix and their scoring power? Now Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, this is over. Or how about Golden State? Or we're going to come back and we're going to win with Steph Curry and Draymond Green. They're going to figure it out. It's going to be Philadelphia and Joel Embiid and he's the MVP. Jokic doesn't deserve to be MVP. The entire year, and it hasn't been the same for Miami until we got to the playoffs. The entire year, though, people have been looking over the Denver Nuggets. So when you hear things like that, for a guy like Michael Malone, okay, after we win our first game against the Lakers, everybody's telling us how much they figured it out with Rui Hachimura. All these things, regardless of what everybody says, the Denver Nuggets are going to look at this as bulletin board material. And my question is, I hear you, Stephen A. on just bring it. Why? But these are all things that crazy competitors, apex competitors, they see that and they're going to use it to their advantage.
So I hear you both, but I think because the Nuggets already have that personality and have this chip on their shoulder, this is not bulletin board material. This is just a conversation leading into the game. I would submit this to both of you to consider. What did you want Spo to say? Oh, we're concerned about the altitude. Like, what? He said this game will be decided between the 4 lines, which is essentially what every hooper wants an opportunity to do. And so the idea that this is something out of the ordinary, I don't see this as bulletin board material at all. I don't think the Denver Nuggets need any sort of motivation. I don't find this to be antagonistic. Spo is a competitor. The Heat were counted out in every series, as you mentioned, Jay. I think going into this one, they've been 13-5 versus the spread in terms of coming up with wins. This is just a press game conference with a little bit of humor and a little bit of personality from guys that are very competitive. So, to me, it's a great soundbite, but bulletin board material? You need bulletin board material and you're in the finals?
Yes.
No, I don't buy it.
Yes.
Sure.
Don't you see what Eminem is doing? This is don't you see what Eminem is doing, Jay? What she's doing is she's thinking about what's being said as opposed to what's being received. That's usually Eminem because Eminem's got that vibrance about her. She's going to articulate and just present herself in such a way where she just pushes her aura forward. Remember Dave Chappelle was imitating Rick James? And he said the aura. He said it's orange. I seeked it. It's orange. You know what I'm saying? That's what she's talking about. This is what she does. She's the only woman on national television that rolls up at 8 a.m., not just 10 a.m., but at 8 a.m. in the morning going like this. You understand? This is what she does. She thinks about stuff like that. What she's not paying attention to is how it's received. Now, that's not a problem. Don't get it wrong. What I'm saying is the reason why the question is not innocuous in a sense, but we have to appreciate it is because what Erik Spoelstra is basically saying as an undertone, there's a lot of y'all out there that think that we don't belong here. There's a lot of y'all out there that think we ain't ready for this. There's a lot of y'all out there that think we ain't up to this challenge. You must have forgot who the hell we are, and we're showing up. And all I'm saying is, when you think about bulletin board material, if you're the Denver Nuggets, you're like, you know what? Everybody's coming. But guess what? The Miami Heat we had the biggest chip on our shoulder compared to anybody else we went up against, whether it was Minnesota, Phoenix, or the Lakers. In this finals, we're running across somebody that's hell-bent on showing us their chip might be just as, if not bigger than ours, which makes for a compelling, potentially very, very compelling NBA Finals. That's what we would deduce from this, Eminem. Here's my last point.
Okay.
You got that? You got that?
I got that.
Boy, you got